Time now for news you can use on KIRO Nights.
Welcome back into KIRO Nights. I'm G. Scott. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Hope you guys enjoyed that weather today. By the way, I don't know if you guys are going to be watching it or not, listening to it, watching it. 2:30 in the morning. Mariner game is going to be on in Japan. Drew, you going to be waking up watching?
I might stay up and at least take in the first inning or two. I want to see Ichiro throw another laser from the outfield like he did.
I can't even make it. I can't make it till 12 a.m.
Oh.
You guys be up at 12 a.m.?
I struggle actually. Usually, if I'm still awake at 12:30, then something has gone awry. Usually, I try and be in bed and asleep before 12:30.
All right. Well, got some news you guys can use. The new rules for dealing with coworkers on social media. This is kind of a big deal. Hopefully, you guys can get something out of this.
By the way, before we get into this, your initial thought: should you be friends with people on social media that you work with?
I say no, but it's too late for me. but I really do. I really do think you should not. I mean, let's be real. We spend about 2,000 hours a year with our coworkers. That's more than we spend with our family. And especially when you start talking about online, because then your coworkers kind of get a window into you. At least they think that's you. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So there are boundaries that need to kind of be set. And if you think about it, Facebook just turned 15 years old. The first tweet on Twitter wasn't until 2006.
Really?
Yep. Direct messages on Instagram is only 7 years old, and Slack debuted in 2013. So let's get to it. Here are some principles to keep in mind as you draw your own boundaries. Remember, Big Brother is always watching. Social media users often choose to display a curated look at their lives, a view in which the sun is always shining and the LOLs never stop. One risk of sharing is forgetting that your online persona is being judged.
Yeah, I think people, by and large, don't necessarily like to put up things on social media that are kind of representative of what daily life is. Usually it's kind of like things are going great, or people usually have a tendency to want to put kind of their best self out there, and I feel like that could also, that could lead to some weird interactions at work the next day.
Now, let's talk about it. On the show, Frank Shires is not in 2019, so he has no social media. DB, he doesn't post anything really on social media. Frank Shires comes in here with the empty Diet Coke bottle. That's weird. And
you so post. I'm tweeting all night long out there.
Yeah, you're tweeting business stuff, Frank.
Well,
do you have a personal account that you tweet?
I do.
From? Oh,
but I mostly post my cartoons on it.
Oh, I got you.
This is defending myself.
And you, Drew.
Yes.
You don't really post.
No, not really. No.
You got to keep you posted that you're alive.
Yes.
Oh,
I like to do that.
You were hit by a truck.
I like to do that.
And you said, "Hey, everybody, had brain surgery. I'm back."
That's pretty close, actually. I mean, I enjoy Twitter. I'm definitely much more of a lurker than I am a poster. And I think it's possibly because I feel too much weight and gravity behind every post that I have. And part of me has a feeling like, hey, who really cares?
Now, here's a story, really quick. Holly is a worker in the UK. She asked that her last name be withheld to protect her privacy. When Holly was at the hospital for 10 days, she went on Instagram and Twitter to kill time. She says, quote, "A stint in the hospital often gives you a lot of spare time. I liked stuff, I retweeted, even posted a boomerang of my oh so attractive deep vein thrombosis socks whilst I was laid up in bed. Scrolling and sharing posts was her emotional release from boredom, but her colleagues saw a different story. She says, quote, on arriving back to work, I was horrified that someone had been saying that I obviously wasn't that ill if I was posting on social media.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's horrendous.
425 text in and says, Frank had to come in and defend his social media. Hey, 425, I'm agreeing with you. I mean, you know they came in to defend. He seriously brought in an empty Diet Coke bottle.
I was on my way to the recycling. Thank you very much.
The recycling is on your way in here.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the next one. It's fine to not engage. Quote from this person, I work very closely with school administrators, and I believe seeing someone posting about a trip when I know they have called in sick would put me in an uncomfortable position.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would.
Did you people
Big
not
time.
think about that?
Oh, my. Are you kidding?
Often.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
All the time. People, it's amazing the stupid thing that people post.
People think that they're a lot smarter than they actually are. I feel like that should be, maybe that's the slogan for America for the year of 2019. Much smarter than we think we are.
Yeah. This is why you should not befriend your coworkers. The next one. The next one. Managers can't unsee what you post.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Amen to that, brother.
Not to mention the fact that, with a photo, you don't really get a whole lot of explanation to go with it all the time.
no.
Usually people are pretty intent to just look at the photo and make up whatever backstory they want.
Yeah, I mean, you can't unsee it. I mean, some of the stories that kind of happened on here. Jen Briggs, who worked as a human resources executive for New Belgium Brewing for 12 years, said she followed back if colleagues invited her, but noted it could leave her knowing too much. She quotes, I want to be objective in my work, but sometimes you can't unsee some things. Example, she said she once unfollowed a colleague on Facebook after he shared an anti-Latino post tied to President Donald Trump's campaign. Yeah. Stay away from that. And then the next one, people may be sharing a lot for very good reasons, meaning sometimes you might have to reserve a little judgment because you really don't know what's going on in your coworkers' home lives.
Sure.
Like, some of these folks that they are talking to on social media, this might be the only family that they have. And they might not let you know that, hey, when I leave work here, I have nobody at home. Nobody brags about that. So you might want to think about that from time to time as well. Then the last one, even tough moments can be positive and educational when shared. So basically on that one was this one guy on his public Twitter, he was announcing telling about his therapy, his heartbreak, and his sexual desire. Even though he didn't swear, it was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I remember, I think Brock Hewitt has said this before, that confession is good for the soul and bad for the reputation. That feeling of, like, there might be a number of times when you're like, you know what, I really want to get this thing out there. This is something about me I feel like people should know. And there are a lot of times when people are like, great, thanks. Now that I know that, I know more about you, but I don't know if I'll be able to look at you the same way.
I absolutely follow the policy that I will never post anything that I would not want my mother to see.
Oh.
It's that simple. And believe me, if my mom saw it, and no.
206 says both Frank and his MySpace are really mad right now.
Nice. Very nice.
Boy, a lot of folks knowing about Frank and his social media.
Yeah, Frank and Tom.
All right, coming up, we got question of the day. What is the question of the day?
Question of the day is, if you could go back and relive one phase of your schooling, what would it be?
Oh, 98973 is Online Trading Academy text line. You heard it. We come back. Question of the day. KIRO Nights. G. Scott.